What's going on, y'all? Big Stacks presenting is Pee Wee the Plug, #1 Knicks fan, Mr. Know It All. And today is a really exciting day. We're 1 day removed from the NBA draft lottery, which, as a Knicks fan, I'm not, you know what I'm saying, I'm not heartbroken or anything, but you know, sometimes you get your hopes up, hoping that the ping pong balls can just land your favor one time. We see a lot of different times and a lot of different situations where teams get lucky. They have like the eighth or seventh, ninth best odds, and somehow they move up. Like the Kings. The Kings had the seventh best odds, but moved up to #2. So I put a lot of stock and a lot of hope that my Knicks could have some type of luck like that, but it didn't, and it's okay. I was prepared also to just have my hopes let down and just end up with the 9th pick, as we were projected to go. But even after that, we got the Cavs and the Celtics game 2. You know, LeBron James tried to come out and save the Cavs in that game, but wasn't enough. So it's a lot of exciting things going on. We still have coaches being hired and fired. I'm still overly excited about my Knicks hiring Fizdale and what can happen with that. Then as these playoffs wind down, we got the NBA offseason, free agency. You know, we just had reports about Dennis Schroeder and the Hawks having some type of, you know, disagreement or a divorce coming soon, as you could possibly say. With Schroeder saying that he would, you know, rather spend his prime years playing for somebody that's actually going in the right direction instead of the Hawks, which he thinks is regressing and going in the wrong direction with firing Budenholzer. You know, he's played with, you know, T, Korver, Horford, Millsap. All of those guys are gone. So now they're in the lottery with the 3rd overall pick, and he's just saying that he doesn't want to spend his years as on a bottom feeding team as the Hawks were last year, which is understandable. I don't disagree with him at all. I support what he said, and I get exactly where he's coming from. They groomed him to be a part of a winning team and a winning organization. Ever since he really got there, he's been winning, and all of a sudden now he has to experience losing in a significant way. So, you know, it's tough. And then the teams he mentioned that he likes were the Bucks, which, you know, I don't know if he fits well there, playing off the ball sometimes with Greek Freak. He only shot 29% from 3. And then the Pacers. I really like him with the Pacers, a backcourt of him and Victor Oladipo. Darren Collison can always slide to the backup position off the bench, which I think he's strived at in his career for numerous teams. So that's going to be very interesting, and I think we have a lot of potential for a lot of those type of situations to come out and happen. Maybe not as much like that. Maybe players won't come out and you know, verbally say they don't want to be with a team or anything like that, but we're definitely going to get some guys who's going to have questions about their organizations and where they're going to be going forward. It's a lot of different movable players. It's a lot of guys that are going to be entering free agency. It's a lot of guys who are going to be unrestricted free agents. And I'm going to be very, very, very interested in seeing how much money they're going to get. Like the Bulls have said they're going to let the market dictate how much Zach LaVine is going to get, which is going to be interesting because some team out there is going to give him a bunch of money and see if the Bulls are going to take the bait. You know, it's already been reports that the Phoenix Suns was reportedly prepared to give Clint Capella the max, but I think that's not true anymore because they have the #1 pick. And if they, you know, if they do the right thing, I can see them taking Aiden, which I think is the safest draft pick in the entire draft. I know Igor Kokoslav coached Doncic overseas and whatnot, and they have that connection. But regardless of the connection, I just think DeAndre Ayton is just, you know, he's so much of a safe pick. I think that's the guy Devin Booker wants. I think when you think about the duos of all-star guard and all-star center, the success that comes about in the history of the league when you put those two together, whether it was the old success back in the day with, you know, Magic, Kareem, Penny and Shaq, Kobe, Shaq, Dwayne Wade and Shaq, James Harden and Dwight Howard went to a Western Conference Finals. I know a lot of people forget. Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons have shown recent success at the guard and big man duo type thing. And DeAndre Ayton and Booker are going to be, that's a very good pairing, and I think it could speed up their rebuild because they already have TJ Warren and Josh Jackson at wings. So it kind of, once you get that solidified big man with your solidified guard, two guys who have all-star potential, you got a wing in TJ Warren who's shown the capability of having 30, 40-point games. Josh Jackson has defensive potential and also showed ability just to score the ball towards the end of the season. Marquise Chris and Dragon Bender still look like they have a little bit of potential. Bender has had some high scoring games and shown the ability to stretch the floor and shoot the three. Marquise Chris has supreme athletic ability and sometimes has games where he looks like he can shoot the three confidently. So I think that would speed up their rebuild. At that point, all they would need is a point guard. Maybe you re-sign Elfrid Payton to a 2-year deal and see if something works out there. Maybe you just let him go and just let Devin Booker do a James Harden type guard scenario where he just has the ball 90% of the time in his hands, scoring and playmaking for his teammates. Who knows? But I think the Suns, with taking Ayton, you open up to a worldwide of possibilities as far as rebuilding your team, and you make it a short-term goal instead of something that's become, you know, a long process. As far as Luka Doncic, I think he's going to be good. I really do. And I think he's, you know, I think the Kings are going to do whatever the Suns don't do. I think the Kings would hit a home run if the Suns messed this up and took Doncic and the Kings were able to get Ayton. I think that would just be, that's the best scenario for the Kings. You know, is that somehow the Suns don't take Ayton and they take Doncic, and the Kings have an opportunity to take Ayton. And I think that's just the perfect scenario for them. If they, you know, if the Suns make the right decision and Doncic go, I think that's also good for the Kings. You know, their entire front office is international, you know, so I think that'll be a good situation for him. It won't feel so foreign or American in that organization. But it's definitely gonna be some stuff to look out for. And that's what this video is mainly about, even though I just got into that for a little bit. This video is mainly just a message for you guys to let you guys know what to expect moving forward. Now that the season is winding down, we're in the final four, essentially, of the playoffs, which the NBA is going to do their best to stretch the rest of these playoffs out as much as they can. So we still have like a week or two until this is done, maybe even a couple weeks, because the finals is usually in June. They usually play into June, but these series have been a little bit quicker. So the process of the playoffs have been a little bit quicker. So you never know, especially if these series right now in the conference finals go by fast. Maybe we'll have a little quicker process to the finals. But anyway, my message to y'all is just basically letting y'all know, as far as the YouTube channel, how things are gonna be. I know, you know, I've been going really hard trying to give y'all videos pretty consistently every day. I think I did a good job in April, giving y'all the video every day. And even sometimes when I missed a day, I had double uploads and things like that. May, I missed a couple days, but for the most part, throughout 7 days of the week, 5 to 6 days of the week, I put out a video. I've done the MLB, I've done the 2K, I've done the sit-down talks like this, which you guys like. I'm still doing the behind the scenes of Through the Wire for Tuesdays and Saturdays and things like that. But right now, since we have the draft lottery just happened, that is going to be a big part of my channel. I feel like this NBA draft is something that I need to take advantage of because of the insight that I have on the players that are in the draft. I've been watching a lot of them since they were in high school. I watched a lot of them throughout their college career who aren't one and dones. I have a lot of intel, and I think this is a perfect situation for me to use this to my advantage and use it for my YouTube. So I'm gonna try my best to put out as much content as I can surrounding the draft. Now that we know who has what pick, we know who's in the draft, who needs what, all of these things. And it's a lot of situations that we don't know that'll play out. A lot of different stories always happen when we get closer and closer to the draft. This guy has a bad medical report. You might hear about this guy. People don't think he's motivated enough to be an NBA star. All these type of things come out when we get closer and closer to the draft. So I'm gonna take my time with this, but I think I want to attack this as best as I can. Do some player profiles. Definitely do some mocks, some early mocks. Then of course, the closer and closer we get to the draft, more and more mocks will come about, because you'll have a sense of direction of what teams are trying to do. Because right now it's very early. So I think, for example, the Grizzlies, they have the 4th overall pick, right? So right now, if I make a mock draft, I will go off what they have. And I would say, okay, they have Conley, so they don't need a point guard. They're not gonna take Trae Young. They have Marc Gasol, so they don't need a center. So what would complement them is probably like a stretch forward or a forward that you can put next to Gasol, because you have the possibility of Tyreke Evans coming back and being a wing. So I don't know how much invested they'll be in Michael Porter Jr. or would they be invested in Michael Porter Jr. If they have a chance to get Bagley, do you think that they taking Bagley or, you know, Jaren Jackson? You know, are the Hawks going to take? So it's a lot of different things, but I would have a better sense of what they're doing for a mock draft if I knew, okay, they're trading Gasol. Now at the 4th pick, they'll take Mo Bamba. So the closer we get to the draft, the more you know what teams are planning on doing, the better and more accurate the mock drafts would be. So we'll have multiple mock drafts. We'll have like I'll do one probably soon that I probably won't do a video on, or maybe I'll do a quick video on, and then the closer and closer we get to the actual draft, I'll have a real detailed last final mock draft, which I do a real good video on. And then throughout the process of that, I want to do videos on different players, potential lottery picks, maybe do some sleeper players that people aren't speaking highly or speaking about enough. Then I probably want to do a couple videos from teams' perspective. I'll probably sit down and do a series where it's like I do the role of a GM. So what would I do if I'm the GM of the Suns and I have the number one pick? I just hired the coach who used to coach Luka Doncic. I have Devin Booker. Like what am I going to do as their GM in this situation? So I might do that for a couple teams. The Hornets, you know, that would be a good example. I'm Mitch Kupchak. I'm the new GM for the Hornets. I have Kemba Walker. I have this 11th overall pick. I have Dwight Howard. So what am I going to do? Am I going to try to trade Kemba to one of these lottery teams and get another pick? Possibly the Cavs. Do I trade him to the Cavs and try to get the 8th pick to pair with my 11th pick and have a, you know, 2 lottery picks and then start this rebuild? It's all type of situations. It's all so many type of scenarios and situations that I'm really excited and I can't wait to get this process started. But that's the main part of this video, is that like I said, throughout April, I did a very good job of consistently putting out content as much as I can, whether it was MLB, 2K. I know I was supposed to be doing the MLB again and releasing the MLB The Show video soon. But for the next couple weeks, the next few weeks, or the next month or so, gearing up for the draft, my videos and content may not be there as much because I'm going to put like I said, I'm going to put a lot of time and effort into this draft process, because the amount of information that I know, I can make a lot of content surrounding that. So I'm going to try to do as much research to sharpen up on all of the knowledge that I do have about these players, and do as much research as I can about these teams and figure out what they're going to try to do and what moves they're going to try to make, so that I can give y'all the best content and information. So by the time the draft comes, y'all will be educated from my videos enough that when you watch the draft and your team has a 12th overall pick, say you're a Clippers fan, and your team takes a guy that you didn't watch, or maybe you're not into college basketball, or you don't know about these players. From watching my videos, I want y'all to be able to watch the NBA draft and have some type of insight. You know, because it's never fun, or it's never, you know, good when your team draft a player and you don't know anything about him. So my job is to take all of the information that I know, project it and give it to y'all for y'all to take, and then by the time the draft comes, y'all will be comfortable enough to know who is who, what your team should be looking for, what to expect what to expect from your favorite team. And then by the time your team drafts, whether you have a high pick, low pick, a couple picks, one pick, you'll know who exactly you're getting, or you'll have somewhat of an idea of who your team is drafting, just so you're not out of the clue, or you don't have a clue on what's going on. And that's just what I feel like is my job for y'all. It's no reason for me to withhold all of this information and not project it to y'all. So that's basically what I'm gonna be doing for the next couple weeks. So if the videos slow down and it's not as much content as I usually give y'all, that'll be why. You know, I know a lot of y'all have been asking for MLB videos, 2K videos. A lot of that's probably gonna slow down, honestly. I'm not saying that it won't happen. I'm not saying that I won't put out any of those videos anymore. But as much as I used to, don't expect it. And I know a lot of y'all are gonna be in my comments like, hey, what happened to this series? What happened to that series? So I'm letting y'all know now that if those videos or any of these videos slow down, it's because I'm working on content for the draft. And I'm gonna just try to put out as much content as I can, because I feel like I said, this is a great opportunity for me to use all of the information that I have to put out a lot of good content and capitalize on a situation and opportunity. Whenever you have any type of expertise or knowledge in anything that's particular and the time comes for you to use that, you gotta use that to your advantage. So as much fun as I have doing the MLB series or the 2K series, I can't let the draft pass by and not use the information and knowledge that I have to make good content for y'all and everybody else in the basketball community. So with that being said, I thank y'all for y'all support, because I know a lot of y'all are looking forward to it. A lot of y'all are looking forward to what I have to say. Last night was a big night for me on Twitter. A lot of different people asking me a lot of different things about their teams. I went live. I had a lot of guys asking different questions. So I know that this moment right here in this time period of this draft and all of that, I know it's gonna be big for us, as far as me, the creator of the channel, and y'all being a part of the channel. I know it's gonna be big because a lot of y'all have a lot of different questions. A lot of people in the basketball community, period, have a lot of different questions. Everybody's favorite team is in a position to do something big for the franchise, whether you're trading, whether you're a Spurs fan and Kawhi might get traded and you can get one of these lottery picks, whether you're the Clippers and you have 2 back-to-back picks. The Magic, are in a good position to take somebody that could change their franchise. The Kings just moved up. The Suns have the first overall pick for the first time. I still think the Bulls are in good position at 7. The Knicks, we could do something nice at 9. It's a lot of different scenarios. So a lot of different people are interested in this draft this time around. It's a deep draft. A lot of guys with a lot of potential. So we're gonna have fun with this. I'm gonna break it down as much as I can for everybody. All the questions that y'all can always DM them, hit me on Twitter, hit me on Instagram. I'm always going live. I'm gonna try to start back going live more consistently a couple of days throughout the week. You can always leave comments on the videos. And yeah, that's just what it is. So be expecting a lot of content surrounding the draft and these players and the prospects. And yeah, anybody that have any questions, like I said, you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and hit me in the comments here. And yeah, Big Stacks Porzingis. Out.
Porzingis again!
That brought the crowd to their feet.